I'll tell you what the real question is. Am I going to get this vlog in before it starts raining? Not even sure if the sound's working. I had issues on my last vlog, so we're going to find out together. Okay, I got 4 minutes until the rain gets here. Scratch babble. 3 things I used to hate about my KLR 650. Solving all 3, or all 3 not being an issue anymore, had to do with 1 of 2 things: inexperience as a rider, or simple upgrades. The first thing I used to hate about the KLR were the vibrations. Being a new rider, that thing was vibey as my hands are cramping, the whole 9 yards. So I did 2 things almost immediately. I put on a 16-2 sprocket. Oh shit, I got my glasses around my neck. Oh, they'll probably go blowing off here at some point. Let me see if I can get them in my tank bag without wrecking. Glasses. Tank bag. No wreck. Okay. First thing was a 16-2 sprocket. Second thing, grip puppies. A little worn right now. I need to order new ones. And huge difference right away with the vibrations. Grip puppies, I probably needed to do that. Honestly, I'm not sure. Because as you progress as a rider, all the things that make you uncomfortable at first, you forget about. So I induced a lot of that vibration because I was so tense and so stiff. My right hand would be so cramped when I'd come back from a ride, just from gripping the throttle so hard. I don't even think about it anymore. The second thing that used to, oh, it's gonna rain any minute. The second thing that used to bug me about the KLR was the weight. And I don't mean that it was too heavy. See me? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. To me, this was a very light bike. Hang on a second. See what? Thank you, sir. I have my turn signals on. I appreciate it. Rush hour vlogging, turn signal on. That could have been a real recipe for disaster. So anyway, the weight of the KLR bugged me at first because it felt so light. Now, I was doing street riding, not trail riding. How you doing? And at high speeds, it felt a little twitchy. The least little bit of wind would scare the crap out of me because this thing is so light. Part of it's the lightness, part of it that it's configured like a sail. Well, kind of like the vibration thing. Once I started relaxing everything, my shoulders, my hands, my neck, once I stopped tensing up, and on really windy days, which used to terrify me, I just gripped the tank a little bit with my knees, but I keep everything else pretty light. You learn the bike self-corrects. It doesn't want to fall over. It wants to stay upright. Even on the expressway, even on the interstate, when I went on the interstate a couple weeks ago, there was once or twice it got a little twitchy. I know I would have been more planted like my buddy was on something big like a Road King, but as soon as I relaxed, everything, all the twitchiness, all the other stuff went away. And the number 3 thing that used to bug me about the KLR was the height of this bike. Now, don't get me wrong, it had nothing to do with flat footing at red lights or anything like that, because I'm fine there. I'm 6'1". I got a 32, 33-inch inseam, so I could touch the ground fine. Where it's really an issue for me, or was getting on. So first I tried the old, just like you mount any other motorcycle, put your hand on the handlebars and you swing your leg over. Yeah, couldn't get my leg up high enough to swing it over. Kept hitting the side of the seat, pannier rack, panniers, kept whacking everything. So then, of course, you see it, guys, in other videos. course, Charlie and Ewan, they just walk up and kick that right leg up and basically kind of step onto the bike. Just kick that right leg up over the seat and get on the bike. Yeah. The first 2 times I tried that, I almost kicked the bike over. I'm not what you would call the most limber guy. So swinging the leg over didn't work. Trying to kick a leg up, just step onto the bike wasn't working. I had to settle for doing what I wanted to do least. The least manly thing an adventure bike rider can do. Yeah. I started mounting it like a horse. Step on the peg, swing my leg over. Plenty of room then to clear the top box. Plenty of room then to get my legs around. Put my foot on the other peg, sit my ass down. Humiliating. For maybe the first 2 rides. And then I realized, well, this is so damn easy, why don't I do it all the time? So those are the 3 things that initially bugged me about the KLR. And again, really, truly, except for, you know, having no flexibility, there's a nice gust of wind. That didn't even, other than feeling the wind and registering, okay, there's a gust of wind. Before, I would have freaked out. In all 3 cases, for the vibration, I think I spent 20 bucks on grip puppies and about the same on a sprocket. So that was $40 to fix that. I didn't have to do anything to compensate for the weight of the bike. I just rode more and became a better rider. That probably would have solved the first 2 perceived problems I had. And the third problem, the height of the bike and how to get on it, you know, I'm going to have to blame that on old. I just can't kick them up like I used to. Man, everybody's waving today. That's awesome. I'm like 4 for 4, and they're waving first. Don't believe all the hype about other bikers hate this bike or that bike, or they won't like your bike or whatever. That's all bullshit. But one last thing I want to say about the height. I meant to mention this. The height of the bike is now one of the things I love most about this bike. First of all, I can see around me. I feel so much more safe being up on this bike than being on a cruiser anymore because of the vision I have. And not only the vision I have, but they can see me too. So if there's a message, I guess the message is this. If you're thinking about a KLR, buy the bike. If you're riding a KLR and you're a relatively new rider, and you're thinking, oh man, you've got one of the issues I mentioned or some other issue, live with the bike a little longer before you make that decision. I am so glad that I've kept this bike. And now that I know I can go on the interstate with it, because I've done it, and I can do it comfortably, this bike's never going anywhere. Hopefully the next 12 months will be about finally going on some adventures. And there's just no other bike that fits this bill. You could do it on a bigger adventure bike, but you're not going to have as much fun on the trails. You could do it on a smaller adventure bike, which are really popular right now, but you're not going to enjoy it so much on the highway. All right, I'm done. Long live the KLR delusionals. More on them soon. Or us, or... Peace out. I need to be really careful at this intersection. It can be dangerous. Hello, V-Strom.